What's going on, everyone? So, by now, I'm sure most, if not all of you, are aware that Draymond Green is suspended indefinitely. We don't know exactly what the timetable is for his return. All we know is that he not only has to meet team requirements, but he also has to meet league requirements if he wants to return to the basketball court. So, that's going to take time. And very likely, I don't see him, it's going to be double digit games. Right? I don't see him returning after 5 games. He just served a 5 game suspension and then went and did a bonehead move all over again, hitting Nurk in the face. So it's very likely going to be a while before Draymond Green is able to return. And then even once he does return, refs, the league, everybody's going to be waiting for any opportunity to just catch Draymond Green doing anything that isn't just the by the book, right? And it's going to be very hard and interesting to see how does Draymond progress when he does return, whenever he does return, because he doesn't have the best history of maintaining his composure, and if he does even the slightest thing, he could be out for the entirety of the season. And you're also going to have players trying to bait him in to trying to commit something to get him out because what do they care? What do they have to lose? It's going to be tough for Draymond. And the Golden State Warriors are in a really rough spot. Now, they are on a 2 game winning streak to their credit, but they are on the outside looking in for the play-in tournament. They are currently 2 games out of the play-in tournament, and I just don't see them outplaying the teams that are ahead of them. Right now, obviously, things happen, injuries, stuff like that, but the 3 teams currently, or 4 teams currently, that are significantly ahead of them are the Suns, the Rockets, the Lakers, and the Pelicans. I just don't see any of those teams except for maybe the Houston Rockets having a fall and kind of getting back and crashing to reality to where the Warriors can step back in. But there's no guarantee in that regard. And even the 2 games that they've won, they won both games and just close out tough games in which they could have lost either game. And the Brooklyn Nets, they just getting some Steph heroics and stuff. They pulled out a W, and then yesterday against the Portland Trailblazers, they pulled out a win. Both games winning by 4. So I just don't have a lot of faith in the Warriors to really just like turn the season around, and all of a sudden they're going to be a good team without Draymond Green. And of course, that has led to a lot of speculation that Draymond Green is potentially on the trade block, right? Now, we don't know for certain if the Warriors are even looking to trade him, but there is a real argument for the Warriors, even once he returns, to kind of look to move Draymond. He's just been such a distraction the last few years. He is very important and a very significant piece for the Warriors, but they're going to have to make some tough calls. They're going to have to make some tough decisions at some point. And it's like, if you're the Warriors, if you were ever going to get off of Draymond Green, this is the opportunity. You can kind of use it and Draymond's antics as your way out, right? So that is something to definitely keep an eye on. Currently, this is the odds as far as teams to likely acquire Draymond Green via trade. So you have the Dallas Mavericks as the favorite. Then you have the Los Angeles Lakers, which we're going to touch on here because this is a Laker channel. Then you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, Indiana Pacers, Sacramento Kings, Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers, and San Antonio Spurs. So I really hope that the Lakers avoid Draymond Green like the plague. But like I said, we'll get in that in a minute. So as far as Draymond Green goes, his salary, just signed a new deal. He's in the first year of that deal. He's making $22 million this year. Then it goes to 24, 25, and then he has a player option in 2026, 2027 for $27 million. I do not see a scenario where he opts out of that player option, given that he's making $27 million that year at age 36. I would be flabbergasted if he ended up saying no and turning down that type of money. So it's a lot of money, long-term money, for a guy that has been a head case the last few years and has just not contributed and is not the same Draymond Green of the past. That was definitely a we love you, Draymond, here in Golden State type deal. And look, He's shot the ball better this season from three. He hasn't taken a ton of attempts. He's only averaging 2.83 3-point attempts per game. He's shooting 43% though in those attempts. So he's shooting the basketball much better than he has in previous years. He's been abysmal, like literally the last like 7 years, right? Like last year he shot 30%, and then the 3 years prior to last year, he shot under 30% from 3-point range. So he's actually shooting more attempts than he has shot since the 2019-2020 season, and he's shooting the basketball very well. He's also shooting 53.2% from 2-point range, and he has a total of a 50% field goal percentage. He's averaging 9.7 points, so we'll be kind, raise it to 10. So giving you basically 10 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal, and a block. The other big reason why teams may be interested in trading for Draymond Green is the inevitable Jokic matchup, right? Now, there's very few guys in the league that can just make things difficult for Jokic, and all roads very likely could lead to Jokic if you want to contend and win an NBA championship. And Draymond Green has been one of the few players in the league that has had a lot of great defensive success against Jokic. So that's where the idea of like some of these contending teams may end up going and trading for Draymond in order for that matchup, because you can put Draymond on Jokic and he's had a lot of success. Again, you're never going to stop or, you're never going to stop or contain Jokic, but you can try to just make things difficult, make him work, right? Draymond has a really good feel at defending Jokic. Even recently, he's done a good job in that department. So there is that logic. But as far as the Lakers standpoint goes, because again, this is a Laker channel, I personally think the Lakers need to stay as far away from Draymond Green as possible, right? Draymond Green is the last thing that the Lakers need. Yes, the Lakers need somebody that can match up and make things difficult for Jokic. I get that, but I would rather get a sizable center. Also, for the money he's making long term, I mean, at that point, you might as well go get Zach LaVine, right? I know Zach LaVine's making $40 million compared to $22-23 million, but you're going to be tied up in all this money anyway, right? Like, so for the Lakers, whether they go and get like a $20 million a year guy, or that eventually is a $25 to $27 million a year guy, and a $40 million a year guy, the only thing that matters is going to be the luxury tax. And as long as the Lakers are willing to pay that, then it doesn't matter, because if they get Draymond Green with Draymond, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, all your money's tied up anyway, right? And then, and Austin Reeves as well, right? So between those 4 guys, all your money's tied up and locked up long-term anyway. It would be the same thing with Zach LaVine. And I just think Zach LaVine would be much more impactful than Draymond Green with this team. I think we got plenty of sizable just forwards and stuff. And like LeBron has to play the 3 or play the 4. He can't play the 3. He just can't at this age. You can't have him chasing around all of these younger, twitchier wings. You see it. LeBron James just kind of plays that free safety. How many times do we see LeBron not even contest his player when they're shooting, just because he can just box out and try to grab a rebound and he doesn't have to exert the energy, right? It's just, so now what? Now you're going to what? You're going to move LeBron to the 3, or you're going to have Draymond coming off the bench at the 4, but now you're paying Draymond, 22 to 25 million a year to have him come off the bench. It's just, it makes no sense from that department. Also, it just, like, we need, like, the last thing we need right now is defense, right? We're number 7 in the league defensively, and that's with most of our defensive guys being in and out of the lineup all season. More likely than not, if everyone stays healthy, we're going to be the best defensive team in the league by the end of the season. So, but we're also like 25th, 26th in offense. We need offensive output. And yes, we need another rebounder, another guy that can just be a deterrent at the rim, somebody more trustworthy. That's why I lean towards the Bulls trade. Personally, I'd rather have DeMar DeRozan, but if you have to get Zach LaVine, go get Zach LaVine and Andre Drummond at least. That solves like 90% of your issues. You get a rebounder, you get a rim, a 7-footer that can protect the rim a little bit. Again, he's not like some elite defensive center, but you just need somebody to come in and be serviceable when Anthony Davis is out of the game. And he's an upgrade over Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood. So give me that. As far as like that side of the basketball, he's a real center. You have Christian Wood, who, if he's just now strictly the power forward, I think he would have some more success. He's going to be playing a limited role anyway. I just think that that's the better approach. You go get that elite scorer, that proven scorer that the Lakers desperately need. You're still going to be very good defensively. As long as you have Anthony Davis, Cam Reddish, and Jared Vanderbilt, you're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, right? So between that and then also hopefully you keep Taurean Prince, you're going to be fine. The last thing the Lakers need is Draymond Green, right? It doesn't make any sense from any standpoint. And just the headache that he's been. He's just not worth, like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. He's not the guy that he once was, who was this just dominant force on both sides of the basketball and just was incredibly impactful and you could run your offense through and all that stuff. He's just not that guy. I think the Lakers need to avoid him, stay as far away from him as possible. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think, like, no, you got to go get Draymond, be good for the Jokic matchup, or just give us another, just upgrade and bolster the defense even further? Do you think, no, stay away from Draymond? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot, lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.